Hi everyone, my name is Caitlin Dotson and this is my biology presentation, and my topic is HIV and AIDS and its effect on the immune systems. What is HIV? Also known as human immunodeficiency virus, it is the retrovirus that attacks the human immune system and causes AIDS. What is AIDS? Also known as acute immune deficiency syndrome, and it is the late stage of HIV infection which is characterized by a reduced number of T cells and the appearance of characteristic opportunic infections. What does HIV do? It infects a variety of cells, but it mostly attacks your helper T cells. As the HIV depletes the number of helper T cells, both cell-mediated and pneumonal immune responses are severely impaired, drastically compromising the body's ability to fight infections. How is HIV transmitted? Transmission of HIV requires the transfer of the virus from person to person via body fluids such as semen, blood, and breast milk. So HIV can be transmitted through sexual intercourse. It could be transmitted from blood. If somebody's blood gets into your bloodstream, then you can get it that way. You can get it from sharing needles with people, and a mother could give it to her child during childbirth or pregnancy or breastfeeding. How does HIV destroy helper T cells? Once HIV is in the bloodstream, proteins on the surface of the virus can bind to proteins on the surface of a helper T cell. After attaching, HIV may enter and begin to reproduce. Inside the host helper T cell, the RNA genome of HIV is reversed, transcribed, and the newly produced DNA is integrated into the T cell's genome. This viral genome can now direct the production of new viruses from inside the T cell, generating up to 1,000 or more per day. Eventually, the damaging effects of viral reproduction and the action of cytotoxic T cells kill the host T cell. What happens when the number of cells gets decreased? The body's ability to fight even the mildest infection is tempered, and AIDS eventually develops. So this is talking about how HIV affects your immune system, and it breaks it down to where it is not working how it should, keeping you from getting sick so easily. And that is how AIDS eventually develops and sets up in your body. How do you know you have AIDS? Symptoms can take up to 10 years before showing up completely from when the initial exposure takes place, which is mind-blowing to think about. You could have been exposed 10 years ago and got it, and you had no idea this entire time, and potentially transmitting it to other people and not knowing it, and you spent all this time before you ever got any help. When your immune system is impaired by HIV and AIDS. So you are more sustainable to illnesses, and you are sustainable to opportunic infections, which is an infection that can be controlled by a normally functioning immune system, but that causes illness in a person with immune deficiency, which are infections that can normally be fought off by a person with a healthy immune system. Example of what can happen with an impaired immune system. Kaposi's sarcoma, a very rare skin cancer, used to be seen exclusively among the elderly or patients recovering from chemo. It is now more frequently seen among AIDS patients because their immune system is affected so badly. AIDS and HIV statistics. Since 1981, when the pandemic of AIDS and HIV went wild, 39 million people have died from it, and today around 35 million people are living with it on a daily basis. Is AIDS curable? Although it is currently incurable, anti-HIV drugs can slow HIV reproduction and the progress of AIDS for years, allowing most patients to live normal lives. Are anti-HIV drugs available to everyone? The majority of the people in the U.S. has the opportunity to get this drug, but sadly people out of the U.S. have a harder time getting it. This is actually a statistic from our textbook, and so the highest number of people with HIV is actually the UK, 98%, and 98% of the HIV positive adults are receiving that medicine. So UK is doing the best out of all these other areas, being able to get the medicine for them. AIDS and HIV prevention, areas of focus for prevention, drugs, vaccines, and educations. A most effective form of prevention is education. You learn to avoid direct contact with blood. Infected mothers are taught precautions when having their babies, not to breastfeed them, and stuff like that. And sexually active people are taught to take precautions like using condoms when they are having sexual intercourse. As long as we keep these things in mind, we are able to protect ourselves from this illness. Thank you.